In this real estate news brief for the week ending December 11th, 2020, the FHFA extends the moratorium on evictions and foreclosures. Unemployment rate improves. The $908+ billion stimulus plan grows closer to approval. And the three things that are going to have a big impact on the real estate market, and I'm going to talk about them right now. I'm Jonathan, and this is Real Estate News for Multipliers. What's up, everyone? And I hope you have a great weekend here ahead. We've got some interesting news coming out this week. One, we're the closest that we've ever been to stimulus agreement. At this current juncture, we have a very small distance to overcome between A, $908 billion stimulus plan, and B, a $916 stimulus plan, $1 billion stimulus plan. As of now, the Republicans countered the $908 billion plan with the $916. Now, here's the key difference. The $916 includes $600 stimulus checks for each person. Now, we still have some distance to overcome. Word on the street was we may have had a decision today, but as of now, we still have no decision. Some are saying Monday, but this is the closest that we've been to an agreement since we've began. Which plan will be approved? No one knows at this point. We now have about 4 days, though, for this to happen before end of the year. No promises. Now, what we do have an update on is foreclosures and evictions. Earlier this week, there was word that the FHFA has extended the federal moratorium on foreclosures and evictions to January 31st. Now, they were set to expire December 31st this month, but due to the pandemic, the Federal Housing Finance Agency is giving homeowners and renters more time to help keep them safe from the virus, and that leaves landlords with late paying tenants in a difficult situation. But as mentioned above, there are signs of a likely stimulus deal that will help keep people afloat, including landlords. In these stimulus plans, there is rental assistance, billions of dollars earmarked for this very purpose. Now, a quick note on forbearance here, given the fact that we just talked about evictions and the moratorium on foreclosures. If you are in mortgage forbearance, this is just a loving reminder to remember that if your taxes are paid through your mortgage servicer, that those taxes are likely not being paid right now, and you need to ensure that either you are paying your taxes every month or you are setting funds aside to pay for those taxes. There is a concern looming that many mortgage payments and many homeowners are assuming that those taxes are being paid via escrow when they are not, and then at end of the year, they may be looking at a large tax bill. So if that's you, please don't make that mistake. Please make sure that you do your due diligence, and please be sure to pay your taxes. As is an important point moving forward. You do not want to get a large bill moving forward on your taxes. Mortgage forbearance is good. It is still open. Many of you may want to still consider it, but make sure your taxes are paid. Now, regarding unemployment, the latest unemployment report shows that new applications were lower for the first time in 3 weeks. There were 712,000 new claims, which is about 75,000 less than the week before. The total low number of new claims for both federal and state programs is still above 1 million. Now, the Bureau of Labor Statistics reports that businesses added 245,000 new jobs in November, and the unemployment rate has fallen to 6.7%. It's the 7th month in a row that the unemployment rate has fallen. Now, onto the housing market and a dip in the number of pending home sales. In the DC metro area, we saw a 6.5% dip in pending home sales from November to December. The only region that showed a slight increase in pending home sales was the South. I'm sorry for the sirens outside. Sounds like something's going on. Builders are busy trying to fill that inventory gap, however. The Commerce Department says that construction spending was up 1.3% in October to a seasonally adjusted annual rate of 1.4 trillion. Most of the spending happened in the residential sector, and that was up 2.9%, while spending for public projects was just up around 1%. Now, home construction data offers the latest evidence that more and more people want to move to the suburbs. The National Association of Home Builders report that single-family construction in the suburbs of median-sized cities is up 15% year over year. In large metro areas, that kind of construction was only up about 5.7%. Multifamily construction data shows a similar trend. The NAHB chief economist Robert Dietz says the ability of individuals and families to live further from the urban core is empowering consumers to acquire housing with more space at a lower cost. This is, again, one of these trends that we're seeing as a result of COVID. Let's now move to mortgage rates. Rates were only down a hair this past week, but they're still in record low territory. Freddie Mac says the average 30-year fixed rate mortgage was down 1 basis point to 2.7%. The 15-year was down 2 basis points to 2.26%. These low mortgage rates are putting more renters within reach of home ownership. The National Association of Realtors says that 38% of renters can now afford to buy a home. That's up 5% from 2018, when 33% of renters could handle such a mortgage. The analysis also says that renters will need about 13 years of savings to make a 10% down payment, which could be an issue, especially now during the pandemic. However, this is by way of reminder. I said this in one of the earlier videos. Not only is an FHA program an ideal program for first-time home buyers, there's also programs that provide down payment assistance for buyers who need help. And if you're a first-time home buyer, Biden has a promised $15,000 first-time homebuyer grant that is positioned to roll out in 2021. So if you're a first-time home buyer or know someone who is, 2021 may be the very best time for them if they're just looking for $15,000 and not having to wait those 13 months to come up with the savings. Last, 3 things that are going to have a big impact on the housing market, and we are likely to see these things happen in December. At least we'll know if they're going to happen in December. Number 1, we could face a potential government shutdown. Now, I don't think this will occur. I think it's highly doubtful. But if the House and the Senate can agree on some sort of stimulus, the government could shut down, and this will create a number of problems. Obviously, the most important, though, is increased unemployment at a critical time in our nation's story. Number 2 is at the end of the month, the unemployment benefits are going to end. We have nearly 14 million workers collecting unemployment benefits right now, and that's going to terminate at the end of December. If these benefits are terminated, we will surely see more people falling behind on rents, behind on mortgage payments, and depending on what they do with foreclosure and moratorium on evictions, this will likely impact the housing market. Number 3 is the end of the eviction and the foreclosure moratorium, as I just said, that is scheduled to end soon. I really hope the government provides some rental assistance, and it does seem as though they are going to, but we don't know. And if this doesn't happen, we are going to see an increase in housing inventory and a corresponding decrease in sales price that will likely come with the increase in home inventory. These are the 3 things that I am going to be following very closely this month. If this is going to have an impact on you, if you are thinking about selling your house now or anytime in the next 3 to 4 months, this will have an impact on you as well. And there are a number of other individuals that this will also impact. So those are 3 things to watch very, very carefully in the month of December. That is it, folks, for the real estate news brief for the week ending December 11th. As always, thanks for watching, and I hope you guys have a great weekend. Until next video, see you then.